Om Sri Sai Ram. My humble pranams to the lotus feet of our Swami. Today's Namavali in Sahasranamavali series is Om Sri Sai Anatanathaya Namaha. Salutations to Sri Sai, the guardian of the helpless ones. If you accept me and say yes, I too respond and say yes, yes, yes. If you deny and say no, I also echo no. Come, examine, experience, have faith. That is the method of utilizing me, says Swami. The love of Swami towards us is the love of parents to their children. As the parents are concerned about the well being of their children, Swami takes care of his devotees all the times and especially at the time of crisis. He is the guardian for the helpless. In his previous avatar as Shirdi Sai Baba, he was sitting near the Duni on Diwali and warming himself. He was pushing firewood into the Duni, which was brightly burning. A little later, instead of pushing logs of wood, Baba pushed his arm into the Duni. The arm was burnt immediately. This was noticed by the servant Madhava and also by Madhavrat Deshpande. They at once ran to Baba and he held Baba's waist from the behind and dragged him forcibly backward and asked, Deva, for what you have done this? Then Baba came to his sense and replied, the wife of blacksmith at some distance place was working the bellows of a furnace. Her husband called her. Forgetting that her child was on her waist, she ran hastily and child slipped into the furnace. I immediately thrust my hand into the furnace and saved the child. I do not mind my arm being burnt, but I am glad that the life of the child is saved. In 1955, residential quotas for devotees were coming up around Swami's residence in Prashanti Nilayam. Shankar, an 11-year-old boy, was actively participating in the construction activity. A truck loaded with bricks arrived and the boy was helping in unloading them. After the truck was emptied, he stood at its rear shaking dust off his body and clothes. He did not notice that the driver started the engine and the vehicle was moving backwards. The driver unfortunately did not see Shankar and drove the truck very fast. To his utter shock, the boy suddenly found himself pushed violently by the huge vehicle. With a fear and shock, he lost all bodily control and just collapsed where he stood. The inexorable did came to pass. The heavy tire of the enormous vehicle crushed his tender leg. The only thing Shankar could do in that awful moment before he became unconscious was to give out the loud cry, Swami! People nearby ran to his rescue, pulled him aside and wrapped a towel around the crushed limb. Totally confused, they did not know what to do next. They could only raise their heads and look towards Swami's residence. To their surprise, they saw Swami standing in the balcony and looking directly in their direction. Before they opened their mouths to tell him what had happened, Swami told them to take the boy to the hospital adjoining to his residence. They did as directed. Afterwards, Shankar's brother ran to Swami. He loudly wailed, Swami, my younger brother has lost his leg. Swami consoled him, do not worry, nothing has happened to his leg. As he uttered the sweet words, he pulled back the sleeve of his shirt and showed his open palm. On the palm could be distantly seen the marks of truck's heavy tire. Swami told the distraught young man that he had inserted his own palm between the truck's tire and the little boy's leg so that the huge weight of the truck would not bear heavily upon the leg. When the doctors found that not a single bone of Shankar's leg was damaged, they were astonished and also very much relieved. Due to Swami's divine will and immense mercy, the boy recovered soon. Jai Sai Ram.
Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.